Today, I will introduce the latest technology development and the policy trend in the maritime field in the Republic of Korea. Today's the subject is current development and outlook on the maritime in the Republic of Korea in view of energy transition and digitalizations. My name is Han-Sun Park, and I am the research fellow from the Korea Maritime Institute, which is a national policy research institute under the Prime Minister that researches and develops the government policy. In particular, today I would like to focus on the matter on energy conversion policy in the era of digit and Green New Deal. First of all, the energy conversion policy is directly related to the outlook for the global economy. According to the IMF's projections, it was initially predicted last year that the economic growth will grow to 5.8%. But the global economic growth rate in 2020 was under 5.2% as of June 2020, as shown in the red graph in the figure due to the COVID-19 outbreak. It is expected to decline and to recover gradually in 2020, and as of April 2021, the economic growth rate is expected to be about 5%. Outlook of the world economy for 2021 predicted that the global economy will be V-shaped rebound forecast. The global economic growth rate is estimated at 5.2% on average. The trade growth rate is 8.3%. The Chinese economic growth rate is 8.2%, and the Indian economic growth rate is 8.8%. The energy transition policy is linked to the United Nations Sustainable Development 2030 goals, and the maritime field is also directly linked to the IMO strategic plan. In particular, it can be said that the maritime industry is greatly affected by which policies IMO prioritize and implement policies. Among the 17 items of the UN SDGs, the 13th goal in particular is climate change, and energy conversion is an essential sustainability goal in terms of implementation. Analyzing 24 items according to the trends, development challenges facing International Maritime Organization. The priority of the strategic direction from 2018-2023 is first analyzed in the order of implementation of the agreement, regulatory framework for the development of new technologies, response to the climate change, and ocean governance. The fourth IMO Greenhouse Gas Study 2020 on IMO greenhouse gas statistics and scenarios development was finalized and released last October. According to this report, as of 2018, CO2 emission from international voyage ships emits 739 million tons, and the total CO2 emission, including domestic shipping, estimated 1,056 million tons. In addition, container ship emits the most CO2 emission in order of bulk carrier and oil tanker, and are shown to be decided by main engine and auxiliary engine and boiler. Even the greenhouse gas reduction issue is predicted to have a major change, the global environmental policy. As President-elect Joe Biden mentioned so far on environmental regulation policy, the return of the Paris Protocol, the rejoining of the United Nations Framework Climate Change Convention, the WHO, and the rejoining of the World Trade Organization are expected. In addition, it has proposed an election pledge to use 100% of renewable energy. In the case of Republic of Korea, this country planned to gradually strengthen the environmental regulation policy. Last week, President Moon declared 2050 decarbonization and zero emissions. Therefore, Republic of Korea is expected to promote the government's policy with the emphasis as follows. These main items are review the eco-friendly and renewable energy conversion roadmap and greenhouse gas reduction plan to revitalize the decarbonization and hydrogen economy and devise measures to increase the proportion of renewable energy, speed implementation of industrial innovation strategy to build a green industry ecosystem, supporting the development of innovative new decarbonization technologies and alternative fuel oil in the industries. President Moon said the realization of carbon neutrality is essential, not option, 2050. Looking at the alternative fuel oil to be used in the maritime field, in the future, looking at the history of fuel, it is moving from solid to liquid and then to gas. These changes in fuel are also related to energy storage but are closely related to environmental regulation as a measure to protect the global environment. Depending on the type of fuel oil of the ships, it is predicted that the LNG-propelled ships, LPG-propelled ships, hydrogen and electric-propelled ships will be spotlighted as next generation alternative fuel oil. In relation to the maritime energy demand and energy transition to be actually supplied, DMVGL technical report showed that according to the IMO 2020, HFO decreased rapidly in 2020, and LSFO increased relatively rapidly, gradually, DGs to less than 10% in 2050. In particular, the energy transition timeline shows that the oil peak in 2022, gas overtake oil in 2026, natural gas peak in 2033. Half of the maritime energy is non-oil in 2038. Republic of Korea has enacted the Eco-Friendly Ship Act. The Ministry of Trade, Industry, and Energy and the Ministry of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries jointly legislate, enacting a comprehensive eco-friendly ship law that includes core technology development and supply plan from the consumer side. And it is in the process of establishing a basic plan and implementation plan. The purpose of this act is to promote the continuous development of shipping industry and to create a clean marine environment through the promotion of technology development and distribution of environmental friendly ships. The definition of eco-friendly ships, it is introduced the concept of environmentally friendly ship to achieve the purpose of the law. In the roadmap, the Korea government has a great interest in the hydrogen economy and is establishing and promoting various policies. The most recent analysis of global fuel oil supply trend and the market shows that Korea is the same, but interest in LNG and the market demand is increasing. In particular, the Netherlands, which hosted today's seminar, has declared that it played the most important role of herb and the LNG market. And consumer interests and demand for the LNG fuel oil are increasing more and more. This situation can be said to fit the prospect that LNG will take priority in the fuel supply system in the maritime for more than 30 years. Moreover, it is also true that there is a possibility that LNG prices will rise given the fact that supply has not been able to keep up with recent market demands. Also, alternative fuel oil interest is ammonia. Since the temperature can be transported in build states under 34 centigrade, it is much lower than hydrogen's under 253 centigrade. So transportation and storage costs are low. In addition, in terms of price, it is relatively inexpensive among carbon neutral fuel, such as biogas, diesel, methane, and hydrogen, and has the advantage of being much cheaper than hydrogen. LNG fuel ships, the Korean government has enacted the port Ports Air Quality Management Act, enacting and implementing special law to reduce air pollutants and fine dust in port area. This is the emission control area around the Korean Peninsula. Emission control area are designated in Korea 4 major ports: Busan, Incheon, Ulsan, and Yeosu. Also, in accordance with the international standard and technical development, it is related to our Port Air Quality Management Act. And our government appointed the vessel speed reduction area to the ship type for air quality control by the Port Air Quality Management Act. Until now, the Korean government is also applying it to the shipbuilding industry according to the international standard and technology development, and is contemplating various ways of reducing greenhouse gas emission that other governments are considering. The Korean government is taking into considerations R&D and policy development to introduce various reduction mechanisms such as Energy Efficiency Design and Index, Ship Energy Efficiency Management Index, recently hot issue Energy Efficiency Existing Index, as well as the Carbon Integrity Index. After 2003, our government are expected to get some market-based mechanisms. On the basis of data collection system, our government also endeavored to making rules and the discussion about initial IMO strategies. Thank you very much to my presentation.